States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I call the meeting to order and roll call.
Diane Allen.
Here.
Ray Marcy.
Here.
Jeremy B. Schiffer.
Here.
Joe Turner is absent this evening. Cal Ellis.
Here.
Acknowledgements and announcements. The town of Exeter offices and departments are closed President's Day, Monday, February 16th, 2026. Approval of the agenda order.
Move to approve the order as it appears.
Well,
Or did you
I
want
want
to
to,
move something?
no, I just wanted to pull 3, 4, and 5 and D because Joe wasn't here.
No, we're not there yet.
What? Sorry.
Okay, I got
Need a second to Cal's
a
motion.
second. I'll second the motion. That's it.
You're a little ahead, right?
I didn't have
That's okay.
No, 5A.
Okay, 5A Reynolds Trust, anyone want to pull communications? Anyone want to pull that? Oh, did I? Oh, I'm trying to rush it. It's cold. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone want to pull anything with communications? Al?
I do. Don't you said you had some?
No.
Oh. There are a couple that I'd like us to
Okay,
consider. 8, 9, 11, 14, and 15, please.
Jamie, do you have anything?
Cal Pittsburgh.
Okay, bills, appropriations and abatements, and in approval of the minutes, I'd like to pull 3, 4, and 5. The January 15th meeting, Joe wasn't here, but actually he's not here anyway, so I don't even have to pull that one, never mind that one. And the special meetings of January 20th and the executive was Cal wasn't here. All those, I'll have a motion to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor? Opposed? And now we'll take a vote on the approval of the minutes of January 20th and the executive session of January 20th. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
I'll abstain due to my absence.
Vacancies, we don't have anything for personnel board, executive, rural land preservation trust, board of tax and assessment review, alternate member, and planning board, clerk will continue to post that. Resignations, none. Appointments. Jamie and I met with Jessica, and we had a lot of really wonderful people that applied for this position. And I wanted to thank all of them for coming, but we decided between Maria and Jamie and I, Joanne, and I think she's here tonight. So I'll make a motion for Joanne and
Kazika.
Kazika, I knew I was gonna kill that one. Anyway, to be appointed as our new social services director.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yeah, well, yeah, because this it's so impressive. I read them, and this young lady is, wow, good. Yeah, and I went to high school with Kazika, so I'm not voted, but I don't know, thanks for extra.
Oh, so you know how to pronounce it? but-
No, it's fine. This is an excellent choice from what I can see.
Yeah, oh, she's wonderful, I think. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take a vote.
Oh, all those in favor?
Oh.
Aye. do with the parking ban that we put out, just so that everyone knew that, you can do that, put out the parking ban, and, you know, tow or whatever, but usually just Rob, says something, but we really needed to appoint someone to be the officer, the traffic control officer, someone like in charge of that. And I thought Rob Chappie would probably be the best one, because he's out there amongst the people. So, I'll entertain a
Well, I
motion
mean, if
for
you
Rob.
think, like, he may come across a car that's in the way, you'll probably just move it.
No, actually,
I'm kidding, I'm
no,
kidding.
actually, I think he goes to the door and.
I'm
goes
kidding,
and-
right, I know, I'm kidding.
Uh,
Will he accept this position?
Absolutely. May I add something? So it was great. Dory had called me, because she's got an easier way to do it to me. I'm kind of like, I don't have a lot of time to do the Facebook. I have a spot to put it, but she asked me, and I was like, awesome, because we needed it, because people are not obeying that. And
Especially this last one.
I think it's great, and we're moving forward, and it's not something that we choose to do, we have to do it, and it's not something to penalize. I don't think we can write tickets, although the charter does say we can charge 15, the next time 20, it goes on, it gets, you know, worse as it goes, but to tow them out of there, after I would take the time to knock on the door and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Most people understand it.
People understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, motion to appoint Rob Chappie as the traffic.
I'll make the motion to appoint Rob Chappie as craft control official. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Official.
And
Second.
Second, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
We just
Thank you.
had all that stuff, and we didn't have
One
anyone.
more headache you didn't need.
Okay, expiring terms, Edward Baker, Juvenile Hearing Board, we haven't heard back from him, so let's hold that one.
Either way.
Could I, Diane, can I just make a suggestion, since I think we've kind of put that on hold, if I remember,
Yeah, it
so.
is on hold.
Could grab just a short note to him to thank him for serving and let him know that we've placed the board on hold for now. Isn't that what we decided last month?
I sent an email today.
What, please?
I sent an email today.
Oh,
Did you see it now?
and he,
We, it's inactive, but
Right.
we still have, members that their terms don't expire
Right.
until next year or so.
right, I'm thinking because his is here and it's up, let him, I thought we could let him know that we appreciate it and that it's on hold. He already knows that, I know. But we still could tell him we appreciate what he's done. No.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if they do need to call, he is the chair, who does have members, as still members.
So you wanna
I don't
appoint
know,
him?
I don't know, who's gonna call a meeting?
Well, there won't be any, will
No.
there?
There hasn't been on for a while.
Well, I'm just saying that if you let him know didn't we vote or something on that last month, or to put it on hold?
Yeah.
Because,
We did, but we still have members.
right, I know, well,
All right, so I'm telling him to put it on hold.
and we thank him for his service.
Okay, Jerry Ackerman for the board of canvassers, and she did send in that she would like to continue that.
I'll move that she be reappointed.
Okay, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Sheila Reynolds Boothroyd, Library Board of Trustees. Her term is also expiring, and she did put in an email that she'd like to continue on the Library Board of Directors. So trustees.
Well, I'll move that she be reappointed.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And also Helen Douglas, Library Board of Trustees. Helen. And she also indicated she wanted to continue in that position. So, a motion,
I'll move that Helen be reappointed.
okay.
And If there's a second, just the only comment I'd make is that, as we all know, we all know at least, that Helen is the head of the Friends of the Library, and the fact that she's sitting and they're coordinating their efforts is something that didn't happen long ago, so I think it's great. I'm glad
She's
that
actually one of the original
Right.
people that started the
From
library.
exactly.
She's great. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we don't have any public hearings tonight. So, public comment, comments are not limited to items on the agenda, however, items not on the agenda will only be heard and not acted upon by the town council unless they are of an emergency nature. 3-minute time limit per person, 15-minute maximum time allowed for the entire agenda, this entire agenda item. Section 4246-6 of the Open Meetings Act and the Town Council bylaws prohibit the town council from deliberating, debating, or acting on previously unposted matters during the public comment section of the agenda. State law prohibits the town council from acting or voting on any such matter except under emergency circumstances. The town council may only, if warranted, refer such matters to an appropriate committee, to another body or official, or post the matter for consideration at a properly noticed future meeting. Accordingly, because the council is obliged not to respond, the immediate silence of the town council members relative to any matter raised by the speaker during public comment may not be construed as any endorsement, confirmation, acquiescence in support of, or the taking of any position concerning a matter raised by a member of the public under public comment. Public participants under public comment are also reminded that they must adhere to the dictates of section 115B, 117, manner of address, 119, decorum, and 120, enforcement of the court council bylaws in addressing council during a public meeting under public comment. Okay, we have 3 people. Let's see. Brennan?
No, Bronson. Come here.
Thompson?
Hi, yes, I'm actually, can I speak?
Can you stand, please?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm actually your neighbor in Voluntown. I've helped out quite a bit with Hopkinton, Richmond PD, and also Risk in Hope Valley quite a bit over the past 10 years, because I'm one of the few that's ever run cameras on 165, and I've been running it for quite a while. I came in before, I was gonna talk to you guys, but I guess you guys already had a town hearing and voted to put in the additional cameras on 165, and everybody voted on it, I guess. The one thing I had was, I wanted to know, I'm kind of being lazy because I'm gonna be dealing with that same company, and I would have to go through Hope Valley or something. I was wondering if you could share the contract they gave you, because I'm gonna have to be negotiating with those guys and dealing with the scope of the data and everything else for this. And they must have presented you with a contract or something telling you what the enhancements are. Okay, I mean, I can talk here. Anyway, so I'm just stopping in tonight, and that would be nice to have, be able to get that, because that's the big deal. That's a lot of the pushback on this, so I'm dealing with it myself. And I could probably go and do a public request for this. I know a few people. I know more people in Connecticut than I do in Rhode Island State Police, so I'm just wondering if you had that. That's all, Nick, public record that I requested it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
How do you spell your last name?
Bronson, B-R-O-N-S-O-N.
B-R-O.
S-O-N. I sent an email
Yeah.
before, yeah.
I just,
You got me. Yeah.
Asa Davis?
Asa Davis, 146 Beechwood Hill. In PFAS, there's another problem. Yardley is high. The source, maybe the shop solvents, plastic repair, and tuning waxes. They've got everything here: wetlands, wellhead protection, groundwater overlay. I hear free testing will be offered to wells within a quarter mile to size the problem. Haven't heard much about Ladd's PFAS. Hope those levels are dropping. More details next month. On your agenda, I take issue with the word threaten. To me, threats are a waste of the time, energy, and oxygen you need to make them. Instead, I explain where I'm going with the questions I ask. Answers usually confirm direction, but maybe change it. That happened on most every legal case, including the zoning and street maps and building permits. It'll include the barrier impact fee and new town hall notices. If the council does its job and takes care of these, lots of wasted time and spending on both sides can be avoided. None of that was threats, but it could be good or bad depending on your view. Like with this 911 appeal, I said if approved, 2 cases would get dropped. It's only a threat to the constant monthly flood of legal payments to Sylvia and Company. Instead of threatened, more accurate to say noticed or intended. Actions speak louder than words. On the 911 assignment, Sylvia recorded a Liz pendant, I think I said that right, on the land between Estate Drive and my property line. You should have seen and voted for this, but in case not, here's a copy. Odd this got recorded in land evidence, but it doesn't show as a court filing on the case he cites. Weird because Liz Pendant's clouds and obscures title, while adverse possession defines it. In both engineering and legal words, clearer usually means better. If you want a clear title, you want a case to be heard, not file a motion to dismiss it, then recording a doc making it worse. All this does is invite more cases in legal bills should the first get dismissed. Almost like somebody wants the legal battles to continue. The town is legal counsel who doesn't have a conflict of interest. Per the town charter and ordinance, you have jurisdiction for a 911 address appeal. I urge you to hear it. As with the road opening, curb cut, and multiple other past permit requests, ignoring or refusing is the same as denial. I like when people bring up things I don't know. Learning is how we improve. Olivia brought up her dad's ethics ruling. That led to all sorts of filings and decisions, including her own, to the town's benefit. Before she said that, who knew the Ethics Commission existed? This one's come courtesy of Sylvia and his AG Appert email. He brought up the rules of professional conduct for lawyers. Now I know who has ethics jurisdiction over them. That led to a discussion with the Bar Association and a meeting with the Disciplinary Board, which oversees those rules. That shed some light on why Sylvia is so insistent on indemnifying him, his company, and insurance carrier. You should be able to tell where this is going. To close the loop, once the town got ethics training last year, new case frequency fell off a cliff. If the AG offers similar APRA and OMA training and the town does it, hopefully the same would happen. Thank you.
252.
252,
Asa.
I have 7 seconds to sit.
Wow, hey.
Almost like a
Ted
crap.
and Sally.
Hang on, kids. You'll do it.
I made it.
Yeah.
I brought up this issue a couple of times, and this is the 3rd time I believe I brought it up. You know, we can advertise that we're having a Christmas tree lighting out here. We can advertise that this meeting that we had last week or two, had it moved from the fire station down to the other station. We can put a sign up there. We don't seem to be able to keep a sign there. We don't seem to be able to have a sign that says, Town Council meeting this week, Planning Board meeting, voting, new voting, here you vote. We go out there and we put up in the Board of Canvass, we have to go up there day after day and put signs up out there. Why can't we, I've asked the question, why is it that we can't have a sign here? And the answer that I got was, well, it belongs to the Public Works Department. Well, if it belongs to the Public Works Department, that's fine, let them keep them. Why can't we take the money, I mean, we spend things on all kinds of crazy things. Why can't we take the money and get a sign and put it out there so the people know there's a planning board meeting, there's this meeting, you can find the agenda here, you can find this there. I mean, we can put up about the Christmas tree, but we can't seem to have it. People need to know what's going on. Voting is a tough one. You know, like I say, we have little signs, there should be one sign. When's it coming? What are the dates between it? How you can vote. Not how you can vote, but you know, the early voting thing. Again, town council meetings, planning board meetings, special meetings. Hey, how are you, everybody in Exeter? That's my point, thank you.
Okay, new business. First one is Emergency Management Director, Code Red, memorandum of understanding, appointment of 2 alternate points of contact. Joy.
Good evening, Honorable Council, Madam President. This evening, I was brought to my attention for Code Red. Actually, I wanted to make a point of correction for that snow parking ban. Actually came through Code Red. That's the system that I can use to notify all of Exeter residents of to do something. And in this case, it was to not park on the street so that we could have a road fund. So we worked in conjunction with Rob to get that message out, and it was wildly successful. So this is an important emergency notification system. I also have the email listing that I send out when I send you messages about things like there's a training coming up and I need volunteers. So there's two different ways that I communicate emergency type information. But it's the Code Red that's really most important for, I want residents to take action. So we got a memorandum of understanding from the Rhode Island EMA, which names me as the sole point of contact. And then Lynn and I had a discussion, really wanted to have an alternate, and that's because if I'm on vacation, if I'm unavailable, that information still needs to get out to the public. And so we have wonderful staff here on board. Maria and Carrie have volunteered to be those substitute in my absence. It's a very easy system. I already have the snow band already pre-scripted in the system, so all they have to do, they have a login, they can go in and they literally just have to change the date and times. So the training is simple, and they're very willing to do that. So I'm coming here tonight to say that even though that the state doesn't require that as a part of the MOU, I wanted you as a council to recognize both Carrie and Maria for being an alternate.
I think it makes good sense.
Well,
Thank you, Maria. Thank you,
Well, I
Carrie.
move that we appoint Maria and Carrie as alternate points of contact. Isn't that
I'll
it?
second that.
So now it will be official. and
That's
then-
official, right. So the state didn't want it as part of their contract, they didn't want to
No.
change their MOU. They said we can add anybody we want.
Sure, well, that's what we'll do here tonight.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Dory.
Any more discussion? No? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Maria. Okay, and then, request of the Board of Canvassers to close the town clerk's office, for the Exeter West Greenwich all-day school referendum on April 13th, 2026. That's only a one-day affair. I think we had under 100 people vote last time. It's always a very poor showing. And people are just come in and say yes, and they're in and out, so I don't know why we want to close town hall. It's not like it's, the presidential election or something huge going. I don't know if anyone else thinks about that.
Well, I agree, but I wonder if, do we want to ask Ben in the back of the room, the bearded wonder, if he wants to speak to it?
Didn't expect to do this, I thought Nancy would be here.
Oh, but,
I'll give you Nancy's thoughts. It's basically that we don't know what's gonna happen, we don't know how many people are gonna come here. It's gonna be an all-day event, and it gets kind of confusing in here when people, if we have foul weather or if something don't go right, it's laying the whole place out, it makes it a little bit difficult. And it's kind of like, it just gets to be really, all I can tell you is what she would say would be confusing, and I'm sure, and part of what she would say, maybe it's about time that we weren't having them here at all, that we should be having them. I'm only going by what I believe she would say, that we should be having them here, we should be having them at the new building. But it does get confusing, people coming in, which way they're gonna go. They bought a canvas, the Board of Elections had someone here last week or the week before, I forget. And they came in and they're laying out what they want. There's always been a thing about which way people come in, which way people come out, everything like that. So Nancy's been in contact with them. They've come in, they've checked this building to see where they want the layout to be. She's also, just as a side thing, she's also worked on the new location on the other side of town, where the church you know, so she's working on that. And I think they also did the church up the street. But that's a side of it, the whole thing.
But not for the school election. For the school
No, no,
election.
that would be for
later.
here. That's the
That would be
future. She
here.
has to get
That's
that
a
approved
future election.
way ahead of time. That's just for here.
Right.
And that's for that particular one. Okay? No, you could also put up on the sign out there about the code red. That would be a good thing to have on the sign.
I'm just gonna make this observation. I know the state mandates a lot, but the state doesn't get what we're doing. I mean, I know you guys explain it.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if a smaller cordoned off section with only, you don't need a big line of people are not gonna be here. I don't know whether it'll work, but I know that the 20 days ahead of time, that's a major pain. It's just my thoughts.
I will tell I will tell Nancy that when she gets the layout of it, to give it to you. So, just so you guys can see it, that's all.
Layout of the new building or this building?
This building. They were in here last week and the week before checking this building, as to how we wanted it to be laid out.
This area and go that way.
When were they in here? I don't know.
They were very short.
Well, it seems to me the issue is if they give a layout that you folks say, are they kidding? And you just say, we're doing something different, and if you get arrested, we'll bail you out. No, I'm kidding. I mean, come on. We gotta make it practical here. I know you've been dealing with this for a long time. What is, can we decide in March if you give us the layout and we'll look at it?
Not up to me.
I know, but, well,
Like I say, she's already started the work, that's her part of the job. She takes care of all the dealing with the Board of Elections and the Secretary of State.
And I just don't think it's necessary to post town hall. What's anyone else's thought?
I'd like Lindsay Higgins, since she lives through this, what do you think about that one day? Has that been as problematic as the 20 days?
No, it's
No.
disruptive though, you
Yeah.
know, the day when residents come in, they don't know which direction to go if they wanna pay taxes, or they come in and they're like, oh, what's going on? You know, and we do have to redirect them. They do section off from the end of the
Yeah.
table
Yeah.
over there, so
Right.
there is hallway, but yeah, it can get noisy and disruptive, but for one day, no, but for the 20
But the
days.
20, no,
Yeah.
wait a minute, you want to close
We've-
it down?
We've
for 20
done it,
days?
we've done it a few times, and it's
Close the
difficult.
town
It's
hall for
difficult,
20
like you said.
days?
No, we don't do
No,
that.
we've
No, I'm
done the
kidding.
election for 20 days, and it can get pretty hectic.
I know, that's, more people come in early than for the school vote, right?
Yeah,
Okay, well, anyway.
so he's right.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
we
so.
just, we keep it contained to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's usual.
And they try to keep it
I-
contained. It's tight.
Well, I'm a little worried if we did this for that one day, then how do we answer 20 days?
Well, we have to answer that when we get to it.
Well, I think about
Maybe we
precedents and,
By that time,
That's
we
all
have
right.
We
something.
could rent a
else.
place. We're paying for that one, but let's rent a place.
Or we can do it up there, figure out how to do it.
That would be the
That makes
Thanks.
more sense. But not just for one day.
thing.
don't Diane,
Motion or
look
anything,
look to your
No
right,
action
do we? Just
taken.
no action.
please.
No action.
No action taken. Oh, in other words, we heard, but no, nothing's, right.
Everybody agree?
I agree.
Okay, we listen, but
Consider,
January communication, John Kilroy Jr., Narragansett Indian Tribe, Narragansett Indian Historic Preservation Office. We talked about this last month. They have requested to be tax exempt, and Kerry has investigated it, and they are not listed in the state as tax exempt. What I was talking to her about was perhaps we should ask them, they mentioned something to her that there was some federal mandate or some federal thing out
Diana,
there stating.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I actually got a call from Mr. Kilroy today and spoke to Carrie this afternoon. This is also on under executive session, and it might make sense to defer this agenda item until after that if you're concerned about specifically where you were going with that.
Oh, okay, all right. We can defer that to executive session. Okay, I think Cal put this on, town scenic highways, maintain integrity. I didn't know that.
yeah, thank you. My concern, and again, I hate to speak too much about it because people know I live on that scenic highway, but the point is that it's been in place for quite a while. And my understanding is that there's some zoning, there's some amendments that may be needed. I've spoken to Bill about it. I don't know exactly what those are, but to make it a tighter, more manageable kind of situation. And because the comprehensive plan speaks to the highway quite often, I would just like to, at this point, pass a request on to the planning board if they would examine, or the planner to examine whether there's any additional regulations that need to be adopted by us. Well, I spoke to him and he's at least let them look. That was
Because it
my
is a
thought.
state road, so we don't really have much control.
Well, I don't know if that's really true. I know Myrna has spoken, she mentioned it last time, which made me think that we should address it here, but I know she's been on the State Highway Commission, so I don't know whether that matters, but Bill agreed that we should let the planning board look to see what needed to be done.
We can ask him to do that.
So, can we, because she has experience, can we ask Myrna?
Madam Chair, if I might.
Oh, sure.
Scenic roadway is a historic and a valuable asset to the town. It brings a certain civic pride and a bit of, Ministerial Road is a scenic roadway. There are only a few of them in the state, and they are controlled by the town, but they're administered in conjunction with both the town and the state to maintain the historic scenic roadway. Now, scenic may not matter to anybody here, but we all live here because it's a beautiful historic place. And rather than be anywhere USA, it has a certain, the charm of it is some of the farmland, the open fields, and all of that. And a lot of work went into establishing it. Bill Warner, who rerouted the Providence River that gives you water fire, is the guy who put in all of the paperwork for this. And along with Audrey Brennan. And this was a collaborative effort among many citizens 20 or 30 years ago. And evidently, a lot has happened on the roadway that is not conducive with being scenic. And I mentioned a couple of things the last time we had a meeting. Anyway, so I'm thinking that you need to have something through planning that gives you some leverage with DOT, not to be putting in certain things that are not aesthetically pleasing. If they're putting in macadam on the side of the road and clear cutting trees, that's not conducive. And you have higher speeds of traffic coming down the road.
I'm just gonna make a motion that we refer this issue to Bill and the planning board to ask if he can give us any direction, if there's any direction we might need or could take.
Okay, I'll second that.
Thank you.
Any more discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
John and Mary Bolish, 415 High Hill Road, concerns about neighboring activity. We just got this tonight. I have not had a chance to read it.
No, none of us, but you gotta tell us about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mary Bolash. This is my husband, John Bolash. We are, our house is at 421 Hog House Hill Road. And we tried to give you a packet that had a pretty good story to it to try to make it so that it's understandable. But basically, our request is to get with the zoning board and get it on their agenda to relook at some decisions that were made back in March of 2011. And essentially, what we want to do is, the reasons for this is because we believe that based on our deed, based on what they've agreed on, if you look at the first item that has a town logo on it, you can just kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's the March 2011 town meeting minutes, okay? And it's the zoning board meeting, sorry, yeah. And it actually explains in detail what was allowed, and there was a variance, and there was a frontage issue that was granted based on the fact that there needed to be a single-family house in this location. And by the way, the location of our neighbor is 415 Hog House Hill Road. Okay, what's up there now, instead of the house, single-family residence, which is what it's for, what's up there is actually a business, yeah. It actually has a business on it for trash and treasure. It's called DeMarco Trash and Treasure. The other thing that it has up there is a farm, and it's Hog House Hill Farm LLC. So it's got two things that are not single-family residences. Yeah, John just pointed out. You can actually see the area.
The last page.
It's just, it
This
looks
is
like
the
this.
junkyard that's up there.
Okay, and so part of the reason that we want to really work with the zoning board, if we possibly can, to get the two things revoked, right, the two special things that he got under circumstances for a single-family house. They're not there anymore. There's a lot of junk up there. There's about an average of 30 cars up and down all day, day and night, doesn't matter. They're going up and down. There's garbage up there, all kinds of, it's treasure, I get it, recycle.
It's a right of way on our property that's being used.
And so we're not worried about the right of way so much as we'd like the frontage removed, and we'd like the variance removed.
The stipulation on the minutes of the zoning board meeting was that Joe applied to get a building permit within a year or an extension. He did neither of those things. It was granted unanimously the variance to build a single-family house, and the frontage, 250 feet of frontage, which affects our property. According to Exeter law, I guess, because he had an easement there, he could get the frontage. But the board made a stipulation that he get a building permit within a year, and he never did that.
Do you have any questions, Beth?
I haven't had a chance to read it.
No,
We
if
just got
you
this.
want time to peruse that, of course, and if you need any more information, we can get it for you.
Well, our goal tonight really is
Is to get before the zoning board.
Right.
So, well, I think that we probably can't do that, but maybe, not, we can't do zoning, and help me out a little,
Yeah,
but
there's
can
no-
we give these folks some direction?
Yeah, there's no mechanism to get back in front of the zoning board about a
From here?
decision from years ago. the only thing that you can do is talk to the zoning inspector about what's happening and whether there's something that's being violated, whether it's a rule in the zoning ordinance, or if it is a decision that says they had, certain conditions. The zoning inspector can look at that, but you wouldn't be able to just get it back to the zoning board. There's just no mechanism for that. But taking it to the zoning inspector would be the thing to do.
Okay. Can we get any relief from the zoning board?
Did you have hang on,
Well, we don't do zoning, so,
We were,
but,
That would be very disappointing.
David, did you wanna say anything? I know, I've spoken to David. David said he's been there. I don't mean to get you in your face, but did you wanna say anything about the situation? Ken said they need to talk to you.
I'd like to learn a little bit more about this trash and treasures business. I know that. The property does have several violations. I can't really speak on it because it's a public meeting right now,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'd like to talk to them.
To
Just not here.
these folks?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you for your
you're on the record as making a request, and
Right.
a complaint.
a complaint, and a request for a meeting, which, let's see what happens, but I wish you well.
Perfect,
Do
thank
you,
you.
do you want to keep the folder or still?
Yes.
Should we just
Yeah,
do it?
so-
Did you
If you
make
have,
it
if
for
you
us?
have time,
or-
we
We
did.
did,
If
but
you
I
have
was gonna
time to
give
look
one to
at it.
Dave, but if somebody wants to give
Oh,
up
I
his.
think that's great. You have
We
stacks
talked
of,
a couple meetings ago, right? A couple
Yeah.
months
We
ago?
put on,
Yeah,
we
we-
got in the public comment,
Right.
and then they said.
Cause I took a ride up there like the next day or so, take a look at it, and then I talked to the zoning inspector.
Okay, so you got to kind of see a little bit about what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, go there 2 o'clock in the morning, it's pretty fun, because,
But 24 hours a day.
yeah.
Yeah. And semis, 18-wheelers. What is this? It's within 50 feet of our house.
Enough, just like,
Sorry.
don't complain.
You want me to give you a copy?
well, I wanted David to lead with one, so, who, I can give Dave, let's give David this one, David.
And then you want a copy or can you?
Well,
If you
no,
want, I can go on my
Thank you,
phone and
sir.
email it to you.
I beg your pardon?
If you want, I can go on my phone and email it to you, but it might be
Yeah, oh.
better to make a copy.
No, I get like 40 or 50 emails a day, so, not about this stuff, about,
Oh, in general, I know.
yeah, I think we all do, you know. Well, no, but I think if you can meet with David, and I think that's the right approach according to our legal counsel.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you very
so
much. Thank
Are you
you.
leaving that on the agenda or moving it?
I think we should.
No, we're gonna sit and wait.
Well, I put it there because these folks requested a chance to talk to us, but I think that we can remove it from, they've come, they've spoken, they can be given a little direction. Thank you.
And then the planner's recommendation, I didn't understand what this was, the monthly meeting with inspectors. Did Bill request it, the inspector?
Yes, I've spoken to Bill, and what he has said is that he would like an opportunity to sit with inspectors so that an issue that surfaces, they can all address, or some of the new items that come before him that he needs to share with inspectors so they know what's coming. So he said, I said to suggest, because he'd like to have an office up at, where, but right now, I asked if he would set up a time where he could sit with David and Ron DeFrancesco. And I just think if we direct him to do that, then he has something to fall back on. So my motion would be that we direct or request, if you'd rather, that the planner set up a monthly at least, I don't know how often, but he's got a lot of work on his plate. But still, that's what he's asked for, so I'd like him to have what he's asked for.
No second.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Thank you.
Excuse me.
No, I put that on the Economic Development Task Force, letter G.
Yeah, we don't have a liaison, so, but you.
Well, we used to, but, the person's not around anymore, but, what I put it on here for, so I'm elected official now, so should I be on that task force? I know elected officials can't be on any boards, town boards.
I thought we took you off it.
Yeah, we did take
I
you.
think we took you off.
You took me off, okay,
Yeah, you
so,
started as
So we
town
need
council
it.
again.
okay, so, I like to be the liaison to that, because it used to be Mike Khan, but that was a while.
That makes sense, Ray, you, if they meet, you can
Yeah,
sit
it
with
could be,
them, sure.
report back to, you know, like a liaison, yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to appoint Ray the liaison to the Economic Development Task Force.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
February communication, number 6, Amy Devereaux, Administrator Officer of Rhode Island Cannabis Control Commission. Notice regarding the adult use cannabis retail applications and municipal review. They want basically us to appoint someone as their, I guess like a liaison.
So basically, the way that the Cannabis Control Commission is set up is if somebody submits an application to open a store in a municipality, they'll send a request to the town based on this communication. It came to me and it came to Lynn. And if they don't get a response from the town within a particular period of time, they'll just assume that they're not violating any town regulations or zoning, et cetera. They sent a follow-up that included the form that they would like to have filled out in the event that they submit one of these requests. And it's pretty clearly looking for the zoning inspector to perform this review. So I would say that David is the sort of obvious choice for who the council should appoint, but it's important that the town only have one person respond and not have wires getting crossed. So if it's clear, the council is designated that this is who's gonna do that, then that should be better.
Now, do we, because we do have one already existing, do we have to do anything?
Nope.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, this is going forward.
David, did you want to do this?
What do we, I was reading this, I was looking at.
You get to control the cannabis in the town.
Sure.
You test it?
Oh, sweet! Yeah, no, yeah.
Any samples?
Absolutely.
We don't. All right.
Did we agree on David? I
think
didn't,
that
I missed
they
that.
want-
I agree.
they
Yeah.
suggest
You
zoning
work,
inspector,
I just having already one, this is not, I mean, this is the same as what we already had in town, right?
Yeah,
That-
but.
I think some of the regulations may have changed at the state's end, and this is the process that they're going through now. They sent a letter saying, hey, everybody, this is how it's gonna be working going forward. So if we send you this, you have, I wanna say it's 30 days to respond.
But not about
So rather
more
than have
of
5
these,
people
not
respond.
setting up more of these.
Well, if somebody files an application, I'm sure that this went to all 38 cities and towns. I don't
Yeah,
think this has
yeah,
anything to do
I'm
with
just
specific.
thinking, do we really need to, although Maria likes the money that comes in, so she might.
No, I'm sure that's not gonna be enough.
You need more revenue.
They're redoing.
Well, that's why she likes it.
Like the state likes to do all the time, redoing stuff.
Well, an important thing also is if you're concerned about more opening in town, you may want to consider whether zoning would permit that and where. And, because that's really the question is, does this comply with the zoning ordinance? It's not a question of whether we like it in the moment. So if we think that you wouldn't want to have one, I would recommend looking at whether one would be permitted under zoning.
They actually are, or they have to go through planning first.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Okay, so, you wanna make a motion, Cal, or you want me to, or?
No, go ahead, I'll
Okay,
second it.
I'll make a motion that our zoning inspector, David Thornley, be our representative with the, what's that?
Cannabis control.
Cannabis control, commission. Second?
Yeah.
Cal.
Yeah, of us, any of us. I'm afraid David will never come back to another meeting, but thank you for being here. He will, won't you?
Oh, yeah.
I know you will, thank you.
It's good to have you. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
David, I'll give you a copy of that, what we got from them.
Yeah, I actually got the email, but I'll take a copy.
Okay.
You be the weed liaison. Right?
Okay. All right, Public Works, request for additional compensation, we're gonna move this to executive session.
Or let's move it to after we have an executive session also. So if you want the public part after the executive session.
Okay, yeah, I do that, okay. Okay, unfinished business. Request from the state, Commander Veterans Service Officer, John Cianci, property tax exemption for the veterans. I've been talking to Carrie about this, and we already have, actually, she did a great amount of research on it. What all the cities and towns, and no one does 100%. In fact, we're pretty good with what we do. But she had suggested that we do have the elderly, $5,000, and these exemptions are off your property value. Because people would think it's all pay taxes now. It's all your property value. And then we have 5,000 already for veterans, but we don't have anything for 100% veterans. So she was thinking we could add something like maybe 5,000 more tops for that. We'd have to change an ordinance to include that. The state law would also have to help us out with that. But we could start that in motion.
That would be 100%.
Only 100% disabled would get that extra 5,000.
He can just barely hear you.
Oh, I
Could you,
thought I had this
look,
on.
can you go up there so we can hear her better?
Sit down.
When you have a chair down there, man.
Take it right as far as you want.
Well, most people here don't know me. My name's Nick Renaud. She does. I've been in town for almost 70 years. And my wife and I have served this town on the school committee. She was a welfare director for 12 years. I was a constable for 12 years. And I was a tree warden for 12 years. We never received any compensation for any of it. And I'm a Vietnam veteran. I've been through hell and back, and my wife, most of you, I don't know, you don't know Kathy, but she passed away 20 years ago, with ovarian cancer. But she was a Vietnam veteran too. And all of the veterans need some compensation because we've been screwed by the federal government and the state governments for years. In fact, when we came back from overseas, we got spit on.
I remember that.
And I just want the council to know that my place that Kathy and I bought in 1965 and turned it into a paradise on earth in this town has now reached a point in taxation. They went up $150,000 on my house alone last year. You're putting me in a place where I'm not going to be able to afford it. And I'll just sell the place to some guy who's going to put solar panels on my 10-acre pasture. So I want the council to know to take into consideration what this would mean to all the veterans. Thank you.
Thank you for your.
Can I sit next to you, Pat?
Yeah, Mary Beth, could you just clarify, because I thought when John Cianci came in and did a presentation, it was the 100% disabled vets that they were looking
It
at.
is 100%.
Okay, because this is just,
There is already in place a 5,000 for just veterans.
Yep.
This would be on top of that. They would get that 5,000, then they would get the 5,000, another 5,000
okay,
for the 100.
because this is just saying for
And
vets.
if they're over 65,
Right.
whatever, they have that. So it'd be 5,000 plus 5,000, that's 5,000.
For the disabled vets.
Right.
Not just vets
No, that would be the 100%.
Okay, I just wanted some clarification, thank you.
Say on there, it says for veterans. Yeah,
Excuse me.
that doesn't say disabled.
No, but that's what they're talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, that's what you're talking about now?
Table, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, I went before what you've got to on there where it says continued business.
Oh.
I wanted to say something too, because, for the record, because when John Cianci came here, he was gonna give us what Situate, if you recall, what Situate did. But he never came back, but what Situate does, just tell you all, 'cause Carrie gave us
Yeah,
a whole
she-
big
Oh,
thing here.
She did a wonderful,
She did a wonderful job.
wonderful job.
So totally disabled, service-connected veterans in the town of Situate, they get up to $350,000 of the property valuations. They get a valuation. It's a 5-year residency required and occupied only, just to let you know that. So that's a good job, Carrie, for doing that for us.
Oh, no, she, every single town she went through. That's a lot of work. She's made.
Yeah.
But I wonder what percentage that represents. I mean, would that be,
None of them are 100%.
it's not,
That was actually more than most.
right, but
Totally disabled,
Some
100%.
towns freeze the tax rate at a certain level for veterans and elderly, like Warwick does. When you're over 65, whatever your tax rate is at that
Yeah,
point,
we
it's
don't do
frozen.
that, yeah. They freeze all of that.
Yes.
Yeah, we did that once.
I couldn't vote on something like that.
So what did you, what was the story you were saying about Carrie? She was being up in the exemption?
Yeah, well, it'd be a separate one, but we still have to go through the
That was-
state, and we still have to.
that was her
change-
suggestion.
Yeah, her
is that
suggestion
to
was another.
give some
So
additional
they have 5,000,
plus.
5,000 and 5,000, so it'd be, 1,000.
It's just a little bit, it's not what was asked, but, I don't know, it's something. Should we, I wonder if we should wait till, Joe is quite a opponent, I wonder if we should table this or continue.
Well, we still have to, we can do that, but we'd still have to talk to the zoning, we still have to talk to the zoning, because that's got to change.
Joe actually also can't vote on this.
And he
because
can't
he's
vote.
elected.
No, that's right.
And we still have to talk to the state.
Ray, maybe you can't vote either.
Or we could,
Yeah.
100%
Well, not
disabled.
100%. I know, I probably,
Oh, but because he's disabled.
What?
Oh.
If it was just veterans, and I don't think anybody could vote.
well, it's 100% disabled veterans.
Yeah,
It's
it's what we're
without-
talking
So it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just,
Yeah.
that's what I would. Correct.
right.
Am I correct?
This is just, yes,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
a
that's what
100%,
this is.
an
Yeah.
additional 5,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can look into what we have to do for the state and what we have to do for the legislature. And how we're gonna have to change some. And then come back with.
Well, what?
I think the first step is probably.
I'm not sure what you're saying to zoning laws, I'm not sure what I'm following.
Yes,
have
certain
yourself, all
things
right?
that are in there already, for our other
The other
exemptions,
exemptions.
they're ordinances. So
So-
this would have to be a new ordinance.
So I think that you're correct that it would have to be a new ordinance, but before you pass that ordinance, if the General Assembly was to authorize you to do it, the way that normally goes is the council would draft a resolution, basically asking the General Assembly to enact a statute that authorizes them to do this. That would then be sent to the representative representing Exeter in the General Assembly. And then assuming they agree with it, they'll introduce it, and then it goes through the process there. Once that's done, then it comes back to you to pass the
So
ordinance.
that's what we would need to do first.
Right. So I would say, if you want to direct Carrie to prepare a resolution that accomplishes what you want to have done based on your conversations with her, that might be a starting point, and then
Okay.
review it next month.
All right. We can talk talk to Carrie then,
Can I make a motion?
yes, I'll make a motion, to direct Carrie to, write a resolution, draft a resolution for the state,
No, second.
for the 5,000 additional exemption for the 100%.
I seconded it.
All those in favor?
Hey, Gunny,
The ball rolling.
I remember people spit, I'm a Vietnam era veteran, I never went to combat, I was in the Army during the Vietnam War. I never went overseas to combat. Thank you for your service.
You're very welcome, sir.
Thank you all for your service.
Good service. No?
Okay, notice of violations and cease and desist orders enforcement. Val?
Yeah, that's me again, and I just, it's kind of, I'd like to go back to the new business item, only because these are the kinds of issues that Bill, Ron, and David could discuss. Like, here's a second notice regarding the Crossman Engineering technical review. This is from Ron, but he's citing what wasn't done. And if they have a discussion about how to proceed, that might be helpful. And here's one that says, we got copies of this, and it's about the old, what do they call it, #1 landfill? The one up the street that people have been looking at. Apparently the state,
1029 Sun Rock Road.
yeah, the state has jumped in, but here's what Bill says. For Ron and David, please include this information in your files, as I believe there is an outstanding local violation related, related to the property. So these are the kind of things
That
that
they could get together.
that they can be discussing, and that's why I think it was important. That's all. Excuse me. You can take that, in my opinion, unless somebody wants to keep it, I would take it up on the agenda.
Okay, yeah, because they'll be able to discuss it. and come to some conclusion.
Strike it.
Sure.
Yeah. December communication number, the letter from Nancy Ross about food pantry for the Catholic Center. I was thinking about that, really. I think rather than who's gonna transport it over to the, I was just afraid that if it's not left at the animal shelter, that it might sit around for a while at the transfer station. We have that building to the right there. Originally, I think it was supposed to be a garage or something, but it isn't. And I know they store stuff in there. Is there room for it
There's
to
no room,
drop there?
there's no room there. I've asked them time and time again to make room for our own truck in the garage, and they won't. They put a container there and they get more and more stuff there. I can't regulate over there. I can regulate the transfer station.
Yeah, how would
There's
we move-
donations,
How
like-
would we move, like, would it be done weekly or something? How would we remove the food over there?
So when a food pantry, it not necessarily supports the shelter, right? It supports residents, right? So residents would go there and say, I need some food, not to the animal shelter. If the animal shelter gets donated food, they get so much of it that they donate it to different places across the state.
Oh, is that what she was telling me? I thought she was just.
No, this is a
talking about
food pantry
donations.
to help other residents with, so that's why I think keep it separate for them, because they get enough donations, they get pans and towels, it's just nonstop on a daily basis. They come in and there's stuff right on the
Oh, I know, I thought.
on the porch, so I was
I
thinking,
put it on you.
I was thinking that there's actually designated days that the transfer station's open. We can make an area to put this where there's a lot of foot traffic, and these are residents that, could
Might need some
food for their
pet.
animals, not to distribute it around the state, it's for residents, right? That's my understanding of it. I did speak with Nancy recently. She swung by at the office, and it's something we'll visit in the spring. I wanted to go through other communities that have these. I think Richmond's got a pretty good one. I want to see how they're doing it, running it, and then see if it's something that's actually gonna benefit the residents. Again, not other animal control places. I think they get enough of their own donation pocket. And they can just keep dropping stuff off over there, where the way I'm thinking of this is for residents. There's a lot of foot traffic of residents going in there. So I don't know. But however you tell me to do it or not do it.
Hi, I just want to, Beth Peckham, I'm a volunteer at the human food pantry, as opposed to the pet food pantry. And we do have residents who come in often when they're shopping for themselves, who ask us if we have any pet food. So it is something that is necessary in our community.
Sure.
Maybe that would be
So-
a better way of having advertising that.
I would love that, and of course, we have a new social services director here, but, we are running out of, thankfully, running out of storage for the human food. It's a very small room, we just don't have the room to house pet food on top of it. Now, if you were to open up part of the new building for us, you know, we could have lots of room.
No, I don't know about lots, but.
Well,
I'd like to just
shall we
wait.
just address it?
Yeah.
And look at it more, give it a real good, educated look at it, and say, can we make this work? Will it benefit those who are struggling feeding their animals and things?
I think that's a good idea.
So I just need some time to actually visit other places, which this is probably not the best time of year for me to be.
Well, you got snow and stuff.
Little bit.
to do, Yeah.
Do you want to remove it and I'll put that on the agenda in?
3 months? Yeah, I don't
Want to
know.
do that, or?
Yeah, let's do that, remove it.
Thank you, Lynn.
Put it
Okay.
on at 3 months.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, D,
I have no
future town hall,
I agree with the
742.
Okay, last night, the council approved the list of recommended architects. I met with Nathan Ginsberg from the #1 group, Bruce Thornton, explained the situation. They're a large architect firm, told them the amount of money we had, and their project's a multi-million dollars, and he lives down the street, and he said he really wanted to be part of it.
He did not.
He did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, and he understood the situation, amount of money, so, the rate that we just decided this today, at the last conversation, and Joe wasn't able to attend, so.
Right.
So the next step would be, I recommend, we'll recommend, and I wish I could do it in writing, but it happens like at 3:30, 4 o'clock, after I get out of work. They'll recommend that, the contract, be initiated with Bruce Thornton Group, architects. So I'll work with Ken and the firm to move forward.
So
I
it would be a
think Bill
motion
said
for
he
that.
thought that was also a good group.
Very good. I mean, they
I
scored
mean,
higher than, but he also said they're doing like one office space or one classroom
Yeah.
at Roger Williams.
Oh.
They're getting over $1 million. for that.
Yeah, well, we don't have that.
So for them to come in and help us out,
Yeah,
they're doing, they're understanding the situation.
but you said they live, someone lives here?
East Greenwich.
Oh, he's gone.
What's the name again, Ken?
Brewster Thornton, I think they believe they're also working for the school department.
Do we need a motion to appoint them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think you're gonna need them to approve a contract once there's a contract.
Right.
Do you need them to do anything today?
No.
I don't think we need to vote on anything today, do they?
I would guess to
Appoint them.
accept them as to go,
Accept them as the.
to negotiate the contract.
Yeah, to proceed
Proceed.
with that
Proceed to-
firm that you've identified.
Yeah.
And direct them to proceed
Bill.
with the contract.
And you'll work, you two will work on So, who, motion,
I made,
okay, second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Just an observation, Ken, keep it going. Well, because it's 2 years in February that we've owned it, but we'll get there eventually.
There was a lot of things involved.
I know
Not just
there
2
were,
years.
no, I know, but it was 2 interesting years, but, okay.
Okay, New Road and 10 Rod Road intersection, traffic safety issues, survey for possible visible safety improvements. Have we heard anything back from?
No, I haven't actually, it's definitely not the time to be surveying, so that's why
No.
I ran into him at the kids' concert, and I didn't have time to speak to him because it was chaos, but, I haven't made contact with him on this. I'm just assuming because of what they have on the ground, it's not,
Right, have to wait till the snow dissipates.
unfortunately, yeah.
Can I ask you a question? I know we don't do reports anymore, and anyway, so the mirror, you put the mirror's in place at the end of New Road.
Yes, on Route 102, yep.
I've been asked this before, can we put a mirror outside of the transfer station?
Love it.
Yes.
You tell me to do that, and there'll be one there next week.
So as a state, you're gonna get permission from the state to do that at all?
Well, when I asked, I'll ask again, because that's how, like, they just green lighted me right away. They say, anything that you think that could help and keep, provide more safety,
Mhm.
they're all for it, and they were happy to accommodate at that one at New Road.
Hmm?
Yep. So,
Because that's a tough corner for some folks.
it's very dangerous. I'd like to really,
Yeah.
one day, I'd like to take the rock out of there and really open it up.
Blow it up.
Listen,
Yeah.
I buy rock, we buy rock to
Yeah.
put down on the roads, so we just have a company come in, take the rock down, crush it, and then we have rock.
Yeah.
Instead of
you
buying it-
see it.
I think it's rotten rock.
That's good.
Well, it's still good fill, it packs like a son of a gun, so rock is rock, and different uses, no matter what it is, but.
No, it's good stuff.
So, can we?
Or I looked at the plot, have an exit on the other side of the rock.
Yeah, you
We
talked about that.
we actually have that, so I mean, we do more exploration on that, and we can maybe talk to the neighbors, see if we could have, but I think on the other side of that rock, you just peel some of it out, you have an exit on that side,
Yeah.
entrance, but I don't know if that would create more confusion, but a mirror would get us through the moment. But if you ask me, maybe that should be a slow down zone, they whip through there, even if you put the signs to slow them down, they're not slowing down, they just don't. People
You
just
see
don't.
this speed bump, they fly out of the woods. It's in front of the State House, if remember they put that
That's
up in
a
front of the
table.
State House,
Those are
going
tables,
airborne.
those are tables.
Those are tables, yeah.
Yeah, so
So,
those are great.
can
They used to stand up doing numbers.
We can't do that, we can do that.
The DOT, they would stand at lunchtime and held up numbers. Oh, that's a 9, because we were trying to find out.
Did DOT?
Well, so if you think that it's an emergency,
No, I
then
had
you
purchased
want
it.
You
to
had
vote that
purchased
it's an emergency.
Yeah, they used to fly over, I mean, like in the Olympics, they used to grade, everyone would hold up a number on the flying
Oh, that's
wings.
funny.
They were told to stop doing that.
How would we,
So
Yeah,
you
we
want,
wanna put it on next month's
Same
agenda,
thing, I
so,
guess.
traffic safety issue?
Oh, yeah.
Safety issue?
yeah. Thank you.
good idea.
Our new traffic
Can
control
I just have one question about it. I think it's a great idea. I've seen, mirrors have to help people. Are there any mirrors that don't have the, orange, I mean, not for
Yellow and
nothing,
black.
but, what is it?
The yellow and black
Yellow and
border.
black. I mean, just that, well, I'm just trying to think of scenic, that's all.
Yeah, they do have them without that.
Yeah, that's good.
Would
Those
that
are
be,
better.
You like it without that?
No, it's just more aesthetically pleasing if you're on a scenic road.
well, I don't know how these people feel. I think it would be just nice to see a regular old-fashioned mirror without, anyway, that's,
I wanted to like, hey, something new here, look at.
Yeah, no,
use
no,
this
no, I'm
thing.
not criticizing, no, no.
Right, I kinda picked that one.
It's okay.
That's my
Okay.
I don't know.
Looks like a sunflower.
You're doing your best, Rob, we love it.
Right, we don't expect you to be doing aesthetics,
I know.
Alright.
you know?
No, he's got
I
too much.
appreciate you doing the work you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so is this on the agenda for next month? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you, Rob.
Okay, and the status of the Rhode Island 250 Commission, historic. Is
I
anyone
don't-
here from that?
Yeah, I don't think we
Should
have
we
a
have?
report.
Okay, should we continue this?
Please?
Just-
Well, until the year
250
celebration
is
is over, so if something comes up, we can speak about it, but
Okay.
let's leave it on a little bit longer. There was supposed to be a joint celebration with West Greenwich, but I heard through the grapevine it might not happen, but I don't wanna say it, so I'm not gonna say it, but I just,
You did.
sorry. Geez, I can't win.
Okay.
I'm gonna win.
Now,
Yeah.
Communications. We pulled a whole bunch of them. The 8, 9, 11, 14, and 15.
Okay, so you wanna start with, I guess we.
8.
So number 8, it's just, it's an indication here for us that the Southern New England Truck Growers Incorporated has donated $250 to the, to donation. It doesn't say,
Food bank?
it doesn't say that. Is that what you think, Pat, that's what they intend?
For the food bank.
Okay, for the food bank. Okay, so get ready for more. We need more space. Okay, that's very good. And I think that the record, should show that we appreciate that, and at least it's noted. Number 9 is, there's a resolution here which I find very interesting, and I would like us to consider it next month. It's a resolution supporting healthcare advocacy and fair reimbursement to preserve local access to care. And I was curious, and it's about trying to support South County Hospital because it's Washington County's place to go. And I went through it and changed Charlestown to Exeter, and there's one paragraph I didn't think we needed, but I'd like to introduce this for next month, to put this on the agenda for this resolution and Exeterize it. It won't be difficult, I don't think. The next item I had was 11, and it's just so that people know, for the record, we've been told what we're getting from the state, and I'm afraid to ask Maria, but I'm going to. Is this increase or decrease?
So a couple of line items were increased, but there was one that was decreased, so it was,
It's a wash.
it's more of, it's just very disappointing, there's very little, there's no growth, don't make me start. There's no growth to motor vehicle, we've been frozen since 2017.
Yeah,
It's not good.
I don't mean to bring it up, I know, Maria, this is gonna be a challenge, but people need to know that we're not getting more from the state.
We're not getting this, we're lucky there was a negative growth, but there
Oh,
was.
it's not less than it was, no.
Well, like I said, a couple of categories went up slightly, one category went down.
And the library looked like maybe went down.
The library went up a little bit.
Yeah.
The service corporation pass-through tax that we get went down by about 10,000. It's not good.
Wasn't a lot to begin with.
Okay.
No.
I didn't think you wanted to talk about
I
it, but I,
don't, thank you.
I know, but I think that people need to know that budgeting is gonna be a challenge. Number 14, this is the Weller family that commented on the Farmers Give Back program. Is that young? Yes, Miss Yazika is, yeah, well, just, you know about this, I'm sure you discussed this. And they have donated $1,500 in support to the food bank, I think, or continuing that program. But these are people that really, they recognized what good things have been done, so that's, I just thought we should note that, $1,500 from the Weller family. And 15, this is a message to us from Mr. Davis. It has to do with the slaughterhouse, and I found it quite interesting, the observations he made. And I would like to forward this, he may have already done that, I'd like to forward this communication to the planner and the members of the planning board, if they haven't seen it. And I don't know anything about hog house thing, he suggested I might know. He thinks I'm, older than dirt or something, but I don't know that.
So,
You are older than dirt.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Who said that?
I did, oh well.
That,
Who else would say that?
the fuzzy face man.
Fuzzy face, man. That's 10 being 10.
Okay, we're gonna take a 5-minute recess before executive session.
I didn't even think about it, but I'd like to have them stuff.